Hi everyone, I am Moody Boo and welcome to my channel. If you're new, I sure appreciate you being here. And if you're returning, thank you very much. I appreciate that as well. I try to post twice a week on the weekends, and as my channel grows, I will try to increase the number of videos I post per week. I do niche, designer, Middle Eastern, indie, oils, it doesn't matter. I'll do any perfume out there. The weirder the better sometimes. Anyway, so today is my part 2 of my rainbow perfumes, what I'm calling my rainbow perfumes. Part 1 had the actual colors of the rainbow in it. So it had the blue, the green, the red, the pink, the purple, the yellow. And this one is kind of almost anti-colors, I guess. Not really, but so I'm going clear, white, silver, gold, brown, and black. So I picked a favorite of mine, and I try to only pick perfumes that you can still purchase. Several times I know that I've accidentally let one slip in that was discontinued. I didn't check. I won't always check, but I appreciate you guys letting me know when one in my list has been discontinued, because I think that's important for people to know. So these I did check, and you can purchase them all. Now I'm just going to touch and go. I say that every time, but I really am. So the first one is Mayans Nordic Cedar. You can buy this at the Modern Urban Sensory Experience, MUSE, in New York, and on their website in the US. Otherwise, I think you have to go to Mayans' website, and I think she's based out of the UK. And on there, she'll have stores that also supply her perfumes. I love this. I have hers, this one in Tropica, and I'll probably get some more. I love the vanilla one too. So this is cardamom, patchouli, musk, cedarwood, and amber. Oh, it's so pretty. It's bright, it's fresh. It's almost as if there's some bergamot or some kind of bright citrusy kind of notes in the opening, because I'm here to tell you this is a beautiful, bright, fresh, happy, woody explosion. What? That sounded kind of not made for children kind of a description, but that's not what I meant. What I meant was with the patchouli, because the cedarwood is there from the get-go. So with the patchouli and the cedarwood and the cardamom and the musk, it's this gorgeous combination. But then when the amber comes in and hooks up and connects, it's so beautiful. I still have a travel size that I haven't finished yet, because the performance is really good on this as well. Super unisex. Prices are mid-range. Very worth the 50 ml bottle. I think it was like $140-ish on Muse's website. So amazing stuff. Here's my clear. Next, I was going to put in Eau d'Italie, Baume de Doge, but I can't find it for sale anywhere. I'm thinking it got discontinued. Even on their website, it was hard pressed to find it. So instead I chose Comme des Garcons Sherbet Rhubarb. This is an underrated perfume in my opinion. I think it's lovely. It's absolutely lovely. It's a 30 ml bottle, and you get it for like 60 bucks, 70 bucks or something for it. Performs outstanding for me. Oh, here, let me tell you what's in it. This is bergamot, rhubarb, lychee, orchid sap, cognacier flower, no clue, vanilla cream, and wench? Wenge. No clue what that is. But it doesn't matter because this is really rhubarb. We have rhubarb growing wild all over the place where I live. And I used to eat it raw all the time as a kid. You know, you strip the outside off and you eat the inside of it, or you can eat the outside, but it was kind of tough. So the bergamot and the rhubarb is really what you get at the top. Oh, it's fresh. It's bright. It's uplifting. Now the lychee, I'm not sure about this because it's not very sweet. It has a bit of tartness to it and greenness, but I really don't interpret it as sweet. And lychee is really similar to rambutan, which is one of my favorite things to eat in Hawaii, favorite fruits. It looks like a big spiky red horse chestnut or something. And on the inside is where the fruit is, and they're just about that big. And it's got a pit in the center of it. But the meat itself, for me, is like a cross between a grape and a pear. That's kind of the way the texture is almost more pear-like, and the flavor is kind of a cross between a grape and a pear. It's wonderful, rambutan is. And lychee is basically the same thing. It's just a different type. And I don't smell that because this is tart. So I don't get that sweet, juicy fruitiness that lychee would present in a perfume, but I sure get the rhubarb and I sure get the bergamot. Orchid sap, I'm just gonna think that's like orchids on steroids or something, you know, it's an intense orchid smell. And I don't get a lot of floral with this either. A little bit, there's a little bit of soft, subtle floral. I don't really detect any specific flower, but there is a hint of it kind of peeking behind the curtain. But it's really not dominant. Again, it's the bergamot and the rhubarb. The Cognacier flower, I'm sorry, I have no idea. It's the first time I've ever seen that. So, and I know this is off of Lucky Scent that I'm reading this because it is available at Lucky Scent. So I'm reading their notes listed. Fragrantica has something different listed. And so I just thought I'd go with this one. A much more dumbed down note list on Fragrantica, which is good for me. Because I don't know this. And I sure don't know what wang is. I don't know. Now the vanilla cream is very light. And you just get it in little breezes that kind of just blow through the perfume. For me, I get just hints of it here and there. It's never anything that's substantial enough to take hold and be noticed for any length of time, in my opinion. It's there. I get it on occasion. But like I said, it's like a breeze just blowing through the rest of the perfume. And if you're standing at the right place, the right time, you'll get wafts of it. But it really is not dominant. Again, it's rhubarb. So it's tart, it's earthy, it's green, it's gorgeous, and it's perfect scent for summer. This is one that I've been grabbing. I also have Comme des Garcons, is it peppermint? I'm not as crazy about that one. I also have the vitamin C, the lemon. I do like that one. I want the lime as well, but I don't have that one yet. This is my favorite so far, though. You know, it could be a formal perfume if you wore it during the summer. I think it definitely could be, but it almost lends itself more to daytime to me. All right, that was white. Next, silver bottle. I had to grab this one. I know I've talked about it months ago, but it was fairly recently, and that's Bois 1920 Aetherus. I love this. It's tropical, it's sweet with just a hint of tang in there. It's not too sweet, it's not artificial smelling. It's really a beauty. Oh man, it's creamy. So this is coconut and bergamot, lemon, orange, bamboo, mimosa, tuberose, bitter orange, ylang ylang, geranium, rose, Peru balsam, vanilla, tonka bean, and cedar. And, you know, I suppose in the dry down, you do get a little bit of the balsams and the tonka and the woody notes, but it's really all about the coconut, the fruits, and the flowers for me, especially the tuberose. It is a coconut tuberose fruity beauty, in my opinion, but it is coconut tuberose dominant. It's sweet without being too sweet. It's a hint fresh at the top due to all those citruses. It's perfect for summertime. I wear it in the summer, I wear it in the spring. I wear it in the winter too though, because it's a good mood lifter on gloomy days in the wintertime. Because it does remind me of Hawaii. Even though you don't smell tuberose in Hawaii, you still get those thick, buttery, creamy kind of florals in Hawaii. Of course, in coconut, yes, definitely. So it really reminds me of the Big Island. And you know, now tuberose is one of those notes that some men find very feminine and some men have no problem wearing it anytime. So I don't want to say if it's masculine or feminine. To me, it's unisex because it just depends on your preference. It does perform well for me though. 2 sprays is almost too much if you're going to be out in the heat. It does bloom a little bit. So I usually go with 1 spray if I'm going to be outside. Of course, I don't do big heat. If it's over 80 degrees, I'm not hanging out outside much. It's beautiful. It's a wonderful perfume. And the price is good too. Bois 1920 has always had good prices. This one I actually got on a discount website like Fragrance Net or something like that, and it was like $90. Usually they're though mid-range. Silver next. So this one is the gold bottle. And this is a perfume I have not talked about in a while. And I really, really adore it. I always have. It's in a different bottle now. You can get it on Lucky Scent, but the bottle is, or the labeling is different. So I don't know if it's been reformulated. My apologies, but I've had this bottle for, I don't know, 8 years, 9 years, maybe at least 8 years. And it's still perfection. I keep my room dark and cold. So no worries there. And it's not a clear bottle, so, oh yeah, and you want to know what it is probably. So this is Absolute Devaney by La Maison de la Vanille. And like I said, you can get it at Lucky Scent right now. And it's $100 for 100 mLs. So really good buy. And this stuff is so good. Oh, it's earthy. It's earthy, it's warm. And originally I got it because people said it reminded them of Amber Narguilé, which is like by Hermes, which is one of my all-time favorite perfumes. Absolute Devaney is not closer to Amber Narguilé, like was rumored. It's closer to Ebedee's Amber Intense, in my opinion. Absolutely. Yep, that's where the similarities are. So this is Absolute Vanilla, Patchouli, Benzoin, Opoponax, Absolute Tonka Bean, Cistus Labdanum. Now, I don't get a lot of labdanum with this, but I do get the Opoponax, which I really, really love. For me, this is all about the vanilla, the patchouli, the benzoin, the Opoponax, and then in the dry down, the tonka bean. Like I said, I never really get the labdanum. And I'm reading off a Lucky Scent. It's so beautiful though. It's sweet, it's earthy, it's meaty though. It's got this intensity, this density, not intensity, but more like density to it that makes me think it's meaty. I don't know why I think that. I come up with the weirdest terms, but that's what I think. And it's very unisex. I think this is more for cool weathers, or at least that's the intent. I do think you could pull it off in spring. Summer, I'm not so sure, because it is sweet. And it has that opoponax, and it can be a hit or miss for me in the heat. So I'm just not sure I would do it. And it has that density to it as well. So I have never tried it in hot weather. Performance is good. It's not great. It's good. It's like 7-8 hours I get, and it projects up to arm's length, usually settles more like elbow's length for your scent bubble. I adore it, and I'm so glad I have it. I always forget about it though. I know. That's what happens when you have 1,000 full bottles of perfume. Yeah, you forget about some of your kids, and you'll accidentally leave them at the grocery store. And then rediscover them when you go back. So great stuff though, and you can't beat the price. Gold! Next. The next one is my brown bottle, and this has always been a favorite of mine, and this is Majda Bekkali Fusion Sakre Lu. This though, oh my god, it's so good. Oh, lovely. You can get this bottle, 50 ml bottle, for $125 on Lucky Scent. I think they're out of the 100 ml bottle right now, or it's on back order. So this is rum, citron, celery, sweet orange, neroli, cardamom, lavender, Devaney, bergamot, white coffee, tuberose absolute, cloves, geranium, sweet William pear, licorice, benzoin, resinoid, opoponax, resinoid, ambergris, or is it ambergris? My husband said it's ambergris, but if it's French, wouldn't the S be silent? Sybil! Help me. Anyway, ambergris, cedar, sandalwood, vanilla, caramel, and musk. This is just a boozy, caramel, slightly spicy, gorgeous, wonderful perfume. Oh man, you do get some of the fruit in there, and you get a hint of that licorice. There is a little bit of black licorice in there, and I hadn't really noticed it until recently. It's just the licorice is so blended, and it's so hard to pull out of the other notes, because this is a well blended perfume. I mean, incredibly well blended perfume. Even though a lot of those notes make it sound like it's heavy and dense and super intense, you know, kind of in your face, boozy kind of a perfume, but it's not. It's just blended so well that it's super smooth. And I think that makes it incredibly versatile. It's boozy, it's sweet, it's a bit gourmand, it's a bit spicy, it's a bit earthy. Oh. And the prices are mid-range, so it's completely worth it. The performance is really good for me. Well, I shouldn't say really good. It's like 8, maybe 9 hours with 2 sprays. Projects well, every bit of arm's length. The sillage is crazy. I walk into my sillage every time. It doesn't matter if it's 1 or 2 sprays. Every time I've worn this. So beautiful perfume. Desert Island right here. Love it. And that's Majda Bekkali Fusion Sakre Lu. Brown last. And the last one I'm not going to talk a lot about, even though it's a Desert Island perfume. I adore it because I have done a review of it not too long ago. So I'll try to remember to put a thingy up here. You know how that goes. And this is by Royale, and this is Tobacco Dynasty. This is just maybe my favorite tobacco perfume. This blows tobacco vanille off the planet through a wormhole and into another dimension, because that is not even on the same plane as this as far as I'm concerned. And I adore tobacco vanille, but there's some issue I have with it that this one doesn't have. It is gorgeous. I got this at Njie. I think it's kind of hard to find here in the States, but Njie ships to the US, spendy shipping. And it is a little spendier perfume. It's expensive. It's over $200. So It's star anise, ginger, cardamom, cloves, cinnamon, broom, rose, Madagascar vanilla, tobacco, benzoin, heliotrope, musk, and cedar. But for me, it's all about the spices and the tobacco. Cinnamon, clove, sweet tobacco. But it's not that candied kind of sweet like Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille is. And it's not that dense, almost chewy. It's almost tangible. You can almost see it when you spray it because it's so thick and heavy. This is not that, even though it performs probably close to as well as Tom Ford's. I mean, Tom Ford's is a beast mode. This one is not beast mode. It could be probably with, if you gave it 3 or 4 sprays, it probably could be. But it's so well blended, and those spices are amped up, and the vanilla is tamed down a little bit. So there is this hint of gourmand, but for me, it's all about the spicy, sweet tobacco. The cinnamon and cloves blow my mind in this perfume. Super unisex. Absolutely worth every penny. I am going to explore more of this house because they're incredible. Oh my God. And they also have that other one I adore, Fleur de Marbre. I still haven't gotten a bottle of that, but I'm going to. And this is another desert island perfume. This is one of my all-time favorites. And like I said, probably my favorite tobacco perfume. Love Black. So that is it for me. I'm getting hot. I had to turn off the AC to do this because it's noisy and it's right over there. So I'm going to get going, and I hope you come back and see me soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe and ring the bell and comment if you want. If you don't, it's all good. I still love you. What was that? That was like monkish. I don't know. Ha, ha, ha. And use your nose. Peace.